Get a new game. That's really frustrating. That's really, really frustrating. I just got to know, one thing I can learn from that position is that if I'm in time trouble, if I'm having doubts about my ability to quickly deliver checkmate, just because again I am very slow with my mouse, I just got to take that pawn off the board and just get a check. Okay, so he plays the critical bishop g5 against the Najdorf. Are we going crazy? Let's go crazy. Queen b6, poison pawn variation. Let's just do it. Let's call white's bluff. The fact that he hasn't moved yet leads me to believe that he doesn't want to go in for the poison pawn. In which case, black's just doing really well. Okay, he does go in for it. I'm not really. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing in terms of the theory with the poison pawn. I'm just putting the move on the board. It's a good move. It's the one Fischer played all the time. Let's just see what happens. My lack of knowledge in theory may actually work to my benefit. Maybe I'll play some crazy move that he's never even seen before, and then he'll be out of book and then make it an accuracy, and I'll be totally okay. The one thing that I've learned with playing sharp openings is, like the Najdorf, people talk themselves out of playing these openings. Oh, I can't play it. It's too theoretical. My opponent will know more theory than me. It's just not the case. You're giving your opponent way too much credit. People are not sitting at home on the weekend. Well, maybe some people are, but most people aren't sitting at home in their room studying the theory of the poison pawn variation. They're just not doing it. They're playing bishop g5 because they know it's the main move, and for a lot of people, that's basically where their theory ends. Excuse me. I guarantee you that this guy, Sir Ottinger, first of all, good luck to you. Thanks for playing. I guarantee you this guy's already out of book. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. My queen already has security on the king side if need be. Queen g5. I'm just up a pawn. I got the bishop pair. It's up for him to prove compensation. But even if I get crushed in this game, no matter what happens, let this be the lesson to you. Do not talk yourself out of playing main lines, worrying about your opponent knowing more theory than you. Just put the move on the board and see what happens. Okay, where do I go? One thing I know about these bishop g5 lines is, oddly enough, the king can actually be quite secure in the middle of the board. The king can be quite secure. I'm just looking at playing this move e6. I like how many squares is controlling. And I really have, in this position, no qualms about just parking my king on e7. Now I can play bishop g7 and I don't have to worry about knight f5. That was my main rationale with playing this move e6. And then maybe I just look to play my knight in the c6. Even if white manages to win his pawn back, which is a big if, I still like my position. Just, I got good center control. I got the bishop pair. So I definitely think, the opening's been a success for me. Okay. Does he have some sacrifice here by throwing the rook in to b5. I take rook b5. I don't really see it. Like, I have the a7 square. I think best for me is probably just to get myself castle. Right? Let's do it. Still a little bit behind in development. You know, that this is a potential weakness, so I'm just taking it slow. But I like my position. Okay, he plays the move h4. Maybe looking to play. I'm going to take this opportunity right now just to get my queen into just a better position. I don't want to have to constantly calculate what happens if there's rook b5. Is my queen getting trapped in some bizarre line that I don't know about? Now I'm also threatening maybe bringing the queen to f4. The queen's nice and active. And I'm just going to look to get developed. Maybe actually the best way to develop this knight is like this. Just leave b7 defended. Okay, and he comes there. I'm just going to develop. I'm threatening this. I don't really see like any, you know, I got h6 under control. I don't really see any crazy stuff happening. And I also have the g3 square defended. So it's not like he's got like a queen g3 h6 idea in this position. He just doesn't have it. He's got to deal with this threat. Can I just counterattack? Can I just play knight c5 here? No. Why even bother? Let's just play queen f4. Right? Queen f4, or do I take on h5? Do I just take on h5? Does he have any decent discoveries with the knight? I don't see one. Let's just take. It's a little precarious. It's a little precarious. Okay, but then I was thinking, after this move, queen takes d6, is to play this move. Just bring the queen back. You know, I would love a queen exchange here, obviously. What does he do with this move? Queen d3, perhaps? Queen d3, and then what if I play f5? Opening up my bishop. Is that possible? Or I just play, maybe I just play the move knight e5 in that position. Knight e5 takes. Trade off one of his attacking pieces. That could be good. I'm up a pawn with the bishop pair and a time advantage. You know, welcome to the Najdorf. Okay. So he's trying to keep queens on the board. Understandable. Understandable. Can I just go b5 here? Let's go b5. I just don't quite see what he's doing on the king side yet. You know, it's difficult for him to do like a quick rook, you know, to swing a rook over to h3 real quick. He's got both of these knights in the way. You know, this pawn on f6 is doing an excellent job of keeping a knight out of the g5 square. There's not much to attack on the light squares, and I think if I can just get my development completed, I'm standing really well. Standing really well. All right, we got a 2-minute advantage. Okay, that makes some sense. He just wants to play pawn to e5 and open up the diagonal here. But I was just thinking in this position, like, let's just keep things closed. This is a very common idea in the Sicilian, is sometimes just parking the knight on e5. Your opponent is about to play e5 favorably. This type of idea comes up in the Smith-Morra Gambit too. Just don't let your opponent open up that diagonal. And now, the other nice thing I'm doing is I'm offering more piece exchanges, reducing his attacking potential. And if he takes on e5, I take back with my queen, and he either has to exchange queens in that position, which would be very good for me, or lose time, moving the queen again, in which case I get bishop e7 in. And he takes. Okay. So I'm just going to take back with the queen. So what does he do in this position? Does he lose more time with the queen? Or play f4, which is definitely a weakening move. Now, I want to get out of this attack with check. Do I bring the queen to d4 or c5? What's best for me, d4 or c5? d4 or c5? Let's go d. It's just a little bit more active. It's hard to decide. Actually, now I see. Well, I was thinking maybe c5 was better, but he can't challenge me with rook b4 because the knight hangs. All right. Let's just finish my development. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. I can always meet the pawn move e5 with f5. But do I even want to allow that? Do I just want to play e5 myself? No, that would let the knight in. All right, let's play this. It's pretty double. It would be pretty double edged for him to play e5 himself, because that would really open up my bishop. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Why queen c5 would have been a little bit better, because I am losing time to this move. That's a little bit annoying. That is a little bit annoying. Okay, where should I go with my queen? Where should I go with my queen? I can't come here because I can't run into this move. All right, things are starting to get a little sharp here. A little sharp. You know, he might have ideas of something like this. Where do I go with the queen? Let's come here. If he challenges me with the rook, then I can just drop the queen back. Okay. He's looking to capture here. Do I play a move like bishop c6? That just seems really slow to me. Playing a move like bishop c6. That just seems way too slow. I think I'm just... well, maybe I do have some problems here. All right, let's bring the bishop here. If rook here, I have this. Okay, I actually liked it, how that exchange worked out. I think that's a very favorable exchange for me. Just got to worry about the rook coming to h3 though. I might actually have time in that position to play, if rook h3, to play queen takes c2. Do I have time to play that move? Rook h3, queen takes c2. If rook c1, I actually have queen takes e4 in that position, defending h7. All right, so this is really critical for him. If he doesn't get a concrete attack, he's just busted. All right, so I come here, hitting e4. His rooks are a little bit tied down right now. He can't swing over right now because of this. Okay, I'm going to take. So it's looking very good for me. My rook can get active on the second rank. Okay, and he threatens h7, but again, h7 is under control in this position. There's no threat in the h7 square. He's got a problem to deal with here. So does he have to spend a tempo like playing rook e1? That would be very unfortunate for him to have to play that. Let's see what he decides to do here. Got a time advantage. So I'm looking. Oh no, you can't play that. You can't play that way. You can't do that. Takes. And I could even play the simple h6 here. I mean, my dark square bishop would look awful, but that just might be the easiest. Like, let's just play that. You can't take here. Yeah, that's a problem. And I can even I can even liquidate into a winning endgame here. Like, if he comes here, I would probably just play this. Right? And then there's a skewer. So good game by my opponent. I called your bluff though in the poison pawn. I called your bluff with that bishop g5. And you know, that's something that I really just encourage you guys to do. Okay, don't get scared of playing mainline chess because you think your opponent's too booked up. People just aren't. And this is even true for master level players. One of the strongest players I ever played over the board, who actually managed to beat, this was in the DC Chess League. I knew he was an e4 player, that he played the Open Sicilian, and I was just going back and forth. Oh, can I play my Najdorf? He's going to know so much. And after I beat him, we had this post-mortem outside, and he confided to me that after, I think he played the English attack, it was like, he was like, after bishop e3, I was completely on my own. I had no idea what to do. And that's just how it is. Like, I'm not saying that this holds true at the highest levels of chess. It doesn't. And are you going to run into the occasional, 10-year-old who just spends all of his time in Chessable and knows all these lines? Yeah, maybe. But then other aspects of their game are going to be weak that you might be able to exploit. So, Queen b6, it's just, I think, the most principled move against bishop g5 in the Najdorf. So I just put it on the board and I saw it happen. And it worked out really well